Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel, and we are going to get ready for Easter dinner a day early. So I like to prep all my stuff, get it all ready for dinner, even for Thanksgiving dinner, and that way it's all ready. And on Easter Day or the holiday, then I can just put it in the crock pots, get them going, and I can tidy up a few things and get ready and relax. We usually have Easter dinner at like 2 o'clock. So I'm just in my comfy clothes. This is what you're going to get. I was going to go over the items that we're going to be doing. So I do, even though I do my ham in a crock pot, I used to do it the day of. I did turkey the day of. I'm doing turkey because I have 2 of them. I already cooked one up, and I'm going to do a second one because, my freezer died, so I have to get them out and cooked. So, but I usually have done the turkey in like a roaster, stuff like that, the day of. But then I gotta take time to carve it, cut it. It makes a mess in the kitchen. When everyone leaves, I still gotta do the cleanup. I don't wanna do that. So I changed this like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't do that anymore. I do it the day before. I take my time, watch TV, watch things while I'm doing it all. It takes me all day. I don't care. About 6 hours later, I got everything done. Everything's prepped and ready. And the day of is easy. So we're going to have ham and turkey. I'm going to get those going real quick here. I got a little late start because Whiskey actually wanted to snuggle with me today. So for Easter, I'm doing fresh green beans with bacon. We got to get the bacon out. Bacon on top. And so bacon and green beans with like a chicken broth in them. Those will go in the crock pot. But I do need to prep the green beans and thaw out the bacon. But that's about it. Corn casserole. I've never made this before. I always try to do something new. It's never a fail because it's always good, but it doesn't mean everyone else wants to eat it or they don't know what it is because they know what to expect, right? With the other dishes. So a corn casserole, but it's not the cornbread corn casserole. I'm not doing that. This is with cream cheese and stuff. So it's kind of low carb, but it's corn. So, whatever. I think it's going to be really good. And using just canned corn, so that should be easy to whip up, throw in the crock pot. It is a little warmer today, but I think my garage is cold enough, so everything should be pretty easy to store in. It was really warm yesterday, but today it's down to, I think, 50 during the day, and it's not even to that yet. Carrots, I'm going to take the carrots and clean them up, cut them in little batches, and just mainly do butter and, I don't know, garlic and something else over top of them. So those will be easy. I just got to prep them. Betty Ann potatoes, which you guys know as probably party potatoes, funeral potatoes, wedding potatoes, cheesy potatoes. They have all the names. We call them Betty Ann potatoes after our aunt. And so I will get those out. I got to get the potatoes out of, they're just the hash brown potatoes. Get those thawing out. I feel like I got a lot of saliva in my mouth, so I'm sorry. Oh, if you hear a duck, it's Whiskey playing with this toy that drives me insane. Deviled eggs. So I already hard boiled them yesterday because I like them to sit in the fridge for like a good full day. I had to think if I put them in the fridge last night, but for a good full day, and then they're just so much easier to peel. So I'm going to do deviled eggs. I'm going to take 3 or 4 of them and color them also, or do something with them. Because I might do just a little mini Easter charcuterie board type thing. I have rolls and butter, but the rolls, I'm not making rolls. Some things you make, some things you don't. So the rolls are just the pre-done rolls where you got to pop them in the oven, bake them. So those will be tomorrow. That's really the only thing I really have to bake tomorrow. My butter, though, I do make my own butter molds. Like for Thanksgiving, I make turkeys. For Easter, I think I have rabbit molds. So I need to get I think I have the butter out and it's softened already. So I just put it in a mold. Use a chocolate mold of your choice. And you put it in there and you smush them in good. You put them in the fridge or in the freezer if you're short on time. And then they will pop out. Actually, I put them in the freezer. Then they'll pop out onto a plate easily. If you let them sit for like maybe 5 minutes when they come out of the freezer, they'll pop right out. You get your own little butter mold. Banana cream pie. That is my husband's favorite. It's like a no-bake one with pudding, so I do have to do that one. And lemon cookies. I decided I'm going to make lemon cookies. I'm watching Whiskey because he's getting into an Easter basket over there. But they're easy. They're my cake mix cookies, so that'll be easy peasy. And then if I want to do the Easter board, I haven't decided, but I think I'm going to. So easy peasy. This is going to be easy peasy for me. I'm super excited. I do have a little bit of cleaning I still have to do, but I won't do that in this video. I did a lot of it last night. I really just got to sweep and mop, but I'm not doing that till this mess is done. And clean the bathroom. That's off our kitchen. And I want to clean the window sills because didn't realize all the little feet prints in the window. And I don't know how they get so dirty because they don't go outside. But I think they're even from when, oh, look at me. What is it on your head, Mom? Whiskey, or Bisky, when Biscuits was around. I think they were even from him. I just never noticed him before. So, all right, let's get started. I do have an energy drink. Can you believe it? I found these. Someone gave me a sample one. And this one's white peach, but it's a 0 sugar energy drink. Electrolytes, which is good. All that stuff. And it's only 2 carbs for the whole can. I don't drink the whole can. It took me 3 days to drink the can that they gave me. So I'm about down to here. I'm just going to drink a little bit of it. It's cold. I put it back in the fridge. When I need a little sippy sip, I go to it. But I will have a cocktail here soon. So, all right, let's do this. Did you catch up with all that? Because I was talking so fast. All right, cheers. For my turkey, I'm just doing it really basic. I melted some butter. You can put butter underneath here, also under the skin. I'm going to brush it all on top, pour it down in the cavity down here, and put some garlic powder and some Lori seasoning salt all over top. It's going to be as basic as can be because it's not Thanksgiving. I'm just trying to get these cooked up so they're on my freezer. That's dying. And the other one I just did pretty much the same thing. I think it was salt and pepper and butter, and it turned out juicy. Oh, I did do mayo on that one. Mayo on the outside, just like if you do it on the chicken, is amazing. But I need my mayo for something else, and I don't know if I have a backup, so I'm not going to do the mayo on this one. But in the long run, I'm just going to put all the turkey together anyway. So that's all I'm going to do for this. Because this will just keep it moist. It'll make it pretty. I will cover it for a while. I got the oven preheated at 375. So since I have my oven open, I'm going to do the turkey in the oven. It'll cook while I'm doing other stuff. And the ham I'll still do in the crock pot. I'll grab that out and put ham in there and cut it up and all that stuff. And I forgot, I misspoke earlier when I said the only thing on the holiday, on Easter, that I have to cook are the rolls. It's not. The Betty Ann potatoes I do bake in a casserole dish because that's how my husband likes them. He likes them crispy on the outside. So everything else gets put in a crock pot. Turn on. We eat at 2. When I say 2, I say 2. So they get put in the crock pot probably about 10 o'clock. So that's what we do for that. And if I have to situate them and do low or high or whatever, then I can do that. All right, let me get this seasoned up and in the oven. Okay, another thing that I do for a quick hack, you guys need to get the liners for the slow cooker. These. When you're doing stuff like this and you're in a hurry and you're doing a big thing, you don't have time, this is so much better to just, once I'm done with the ham, I'll pull all the ham out, slice it all up, put it in a Ziploc bag, throw it in the fridge until tomorrow to put it back in a crock pot to warm it up. And this bag I can pull out, wipe out the crock pot, and it's done. And I can put it away. Easy peasy cleaning, right? So this is the ham. It's a shank and old-fashioned ham that got free from my work. That's going to go in here. I got to cut it over. Hold on. Okay, so I got it in there, but I also have a few ham slices. that I also got from work, and I want to, I think, cut them up and stick them in there. So I thought this is my biggest crock pot, but I'm thinking maybe it's not. I don't know. But anyway, maybe I'll do just a small one on the side. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm going to cook up these two. So that way they're all done, and if people want leftovers, they have leftovers. They don't have to feel like there's not enough for everyone. And I've been doing that the last couple times because a lot of times the hams that we get from work, they're a good size, but I have like 12 to 14 people. It's not what we need. You know, we need something a little bit bigger. So then I throw in some of the ham slices. So I'll decide. I might put it in just the small crock pot, clean that out. I used it last night and I haven't washed it yet. So I'll wash that out and throw those in there. Oh, and just so you know, I don't do anything to this. No water, nothing. Ham has plenty of juice in it. In a crock pot, it'll make its own juice. You can use it as a sauce later on if you want to thick it up. I'm just going to turn it on low and let it go for a few hours. Well, for about 5-6 hours. If I wanted to turn it up and get it done faster, I could put it on high for 4 hours if you're doing it Easter Sunday or Thanksgiving. I don't do anything to it, and it is amazing. The flavor is just so good and so real and honest. You know what I mean? It's not the glaze on it and all that. And we have some diabetics in our family, and we try to eat low carb, so I don't want a glaze. I think I've done this for 20 years, and it's perfect. Okay, so for the carrots, I am only going to, I'll show you this real quick. Perfect. It's all in the freezer. So last summer, I made dill butter. So there's cubes of butter with fresh dill from my garden in there. I'm going to keep these in the freezer for right now. But, so I'm only going to do, here comes the wildlife. Thinks he needs everything I'm doing. I'm going to peel up the carrots. I might slice them. I'm not sure. But I'm going to peel up the carrots, slice them up, and just put them in a big bag for right now and put them back in the fridge. That way tomorrow, all I have to do is throw them in the crock pot, and I'm just going to throw these on top, and that's all I'm going to do. You could add honey to them if you wanted to also, but fresh carrots with butter and dill is so yummy. So that's going to be easy peasy. So I'm just going to clean these up and chop them up, and I'm putting this back in the freezer right now, so that'll be nice and easy to do. I want you to know, do not, well, you can, but I don't throw away these. They're going to go in. I already pulled out my scrap bag from the freezer, so I can make veggie broth with them later on and can it. And you know, you've seen me do it. I have videos on it. So anyway, I'm going to continue this. Also, so keep in mind, because now, you know, it's spring and you're going to be planting some herbs and, well, you may plant some herbs, stuff like that. This part I just discard. Basil. I have basil in the fridge, or in the freezer also. That works really well on all kinds of stuff. Chicken. Oh, yummy on chicken. So, freeze those herbs in butter. Make your little compound butters, and it's just so good. All I did was, like, I think I did it in a video too, but dice up the herbs, and you get your softened butter. You kind of mix it all together in a bowl. You wrap it in saran wrap, put it in the freezer, and then you can, once it's frozen, you can slice it up to the sizes you need and put them in a baggie and put them back in the freezer. And they are available when you need them. What is behind me? Oh, Whiskey's behind me. Get my apron straight. I'm pretty sure Biscuits used to do that. He did do that to me all the time. They're so quiet. He never says anything. Zipper talks all the time. So, all right, let me finish these up. All right, so I am just diagonally slice them. I have done them before where they're just thin, long slices, but I thought we'll get this fancy, and then I'll eat that one. I'm just gonna pull them back in the bag. Whiskey's up here playing with one of the ends. Try to keep them all, sorry. Try to keep them all, you know, about the same size, so they're going to cook. No! I took one of my carrot. Oh, just a carrot end. Oops. Messed that one up. No one's going to know. I'm keeping some of the smaller ones out, and I'm going to chop them up like that, and my husband and I can eat them later. He's working right now, but he'll be back in a while, and I thought we could have some ranch with them or something. Maybe a drink. I like the prep work because I can sit while I'm doing it. Watch some of my favorite YouTube people. Oh. Guess I'm doing it. A little bit thicker. Okay, let me finish these all up. Okay, so those are all done. That's my bag of carrots. I'm going to work on the green beans next. Let me tidy up a little bit. I do have a little bit of a handful here that I'm going to chop up small and put in another baggie for Chris and I to eat on later with some ranch. And this is just going to go in the fridge. And like I said, my dill butter is going to go on top and a little bit of salt. And that's about it. And it's going to be in the crock pot tomorrow cooking. Easy. Okay, so I'm going to start on the green beans. But I wanted to tell you, I'm going to do, I think, the same thing with that because I'm doing it so easy. Like, this recipe, I learned, and it's not even a real recipe. I mean, it's not complicated at all. But we went to see Tyler Florence from the Food Network, and I'm sure I've told you the story before. But at a casino that is close to us, and he was, I don't know why. It's just odd because I don't think they've ever done a cooking show at the casino before. And it was like the one and only. It was very popular. And my cooking club and I, we all went. We had a great time. It was so much fun. And but he cooked on stage and did Q&A and stuff like that. And and you got a copy of all the recipes, all that stuff. And I will say this recipe, I think we've all made several times. And normally you would bake it in the oven. Like, you take a casserole dish, you put all your clean green beans in there, you layer bacon over top, like strips of bacon over top, and you put just a little bit of like chicken broth in there and salt and pepper. Well, you don't need to really, yeah, a little salt and pepper. And then you throw in the oven and you just let it roast and bake, and it is so amazing because the bacon drips down onto the green beans and the flavor is just so yummy and so easy to do. So anyway, so I do it now. I have done it like that before. Plenty of times if it's just dinner for like maybe us and, you know, I have some friends over or something. But for this one, I'm going to do it in the crock pot. The bacon will still cook and everything in there. I might cut it up in pieces instead of strips and throw it all on top. It's still thawing out. It was in the freezer. But I'm not going to get to that part yet. Tomorrow morning, I might cut it up today once it's all thawed. And I could probably just throw it in the bag with it. I don't know. But I'm just going to do kind of what I did with the carrots. I'm going to just clean these all up, cut them up, and put them in another Ziploc bag so they can go back in the fridge. I have chicken broth in the fridge, so I'm not even going to put them in that right now. I'll just pour that in the morning. I mean, like, this is going to come together really easily. Because normally I do, like, more intense side dishes sometimes. Or especially for Thanksgiving. You know, you got your green bean casserole and stuff. Really, these are, like, fresh veggie, spring-inspired type things. I think the most mixing I'm going to have to do that's different than the potatoes is, and I'm only having one potato. Normally I do mashed potatoes too and stuff. I've done red skin potatoes with Italian dressing and butter. If you've never done those, they are amazing. I made those up years ago when we first got married, and they are so good. But not a lot of people eat them at our, like, if I had them on every menu, but I don't. So I did them a couple years ago, and Chris and I were super happy with them, but we really don't want to eat that many potatoes, right? So I had a lot of leftover. I don't know if people didn't know what they were. I told people. I don't know if they were shocked by the Italian dressing on them. But they are so good. So I'm not going to waste my money on that. And I don't want a lot of leftovers like that of potatoes type thing. So I'm not doing that. And mashed potatoes, I've done that before, but then they eat them, but they all like the Betty Ann potatoes, so I'm just sticking with those, and most of them should probably not be having potatoes anyway. So, whether it's like gluten or diabetic or something like that. So I thought, I'm just going to go with more veggies, and I'm happy with that. And it's way easier, especially when you're just embracing the flavor. Like, I embrace the flavor of the ham, I embrace the flavor of the green beans, I embrace the flavor of the carrots, and it's just so good, so good. All right, so I need to rinse the beans first. I haven't done that. So I got to rinse the beans, and then I'm going to chop them up and put them in another bag. Okay, so I just cut them like that. Some I leave. Now, save your ends. They can go in the scrap bag. Tinier ones where have you been? Want to play with the green bean now? Some I'll leave a little bit longer. You want to play with the curly one? Want that? What is that? You want to play with that? He bit into the carrot and shook his head. It was so funny. Like, oh, well, that's not what I expected at all. Crap. I'll just stick it in the bag. All right, let me get going on these. Is he eating it? Oh, you know what? Because it's a little softer, so he probably doesn't know how to pick it up with his teeth. He's just playing with it, trying to beat it up. I'll have different sizes. This one's way too long. All right, let me finish these up. Look at him. He's got it in his mouth. Okay, we're going to start the Betty Ann potatoes. Yay! I put the shredded hash browns. I put them because they're from the freezer. I put them, they're easier to work with if you partially thaw them. Don't start with total block of potatoes. It is impossible to mix unless you got super strength. So I put them over by the crock pots so they would heat that a little bit. See, you learn these little tricks, I'm telling you. All right, so now, it's still frozen. And I will not be, it's not going to go in the freezer because obviously I don't have enough space since the one died. But I usually just put it in the fridge. It's fine. You just bake it a little less. It's usually $3.75 for an hour or $3.50 for an hour and a quarter. I bake it probably for about an hour or a little less. I just watch it to make sure. I already sprayed this dish, by the way. Did I? Yeah, I did. Did I? Yeah, I did. Yeah. I sprayed it, went downstairs, got corn and stuff like that, and then forgot what I was doing. But what's I gonna say? I just watch it, and we like it golden brown around the outside edges, so that's why. You can use real garlic, real onions. We prefer the powder, if you can believe it. You use what you have. I know our aunt did it different ways all the time. Not all the time, but if she diced up an onion, sometimes there'd be diced onions in there. Sometimes she'd use the square hash browns instead of the shredded. We prefer the shredded. Sometimes she'd add more cheese. Sometimes she would use just the onion powder or the garlic powder or whatever. I'm using onion and garlic. I do, once I get stirring, put more onion powder in here. But I just like to cover the whole thing. But this is just fast and easy, and it's less texture for some people. So they still get the flavor, but if someone doesn't like onions, I don't want them to not eat this because, you know, it's amazing. I'm going to get my salt because if you can believe it, I finally filled my salt thing. Like it's salty. Actually, not that. No, what are you doing? Get down, little heathen. Go find your green bean or your carrot. I'm a little over my shoulder for luck because I haven't cleaned the floor yet. Now we're going to open this can of... You need to go play. Go play. You got... Oh, he broke his green bean in half on the floor. Alright, so I got it out of the can. Got him distracted with something else. I am melting a stick of butter. See how much easier? I remember when I first made this, I didn't know. So we have it handwritten in our aunt's name. And this is so precious, and you can see I've used it a lot. Every holiday I use it. Hold on. All right. So she wrote it out for me. I've never had these, so I didn't know. And I think I had been 20. I met Chris when I was 20, 19 or 20. So maybe 2021. Because we'd have them when we go down to Christmas. And Chris loved them. It was his favorite thing at dinner. And I said, well, can I get the recipe? And so she's like, oh, sure. Well, at that time, I didn't know what they were called. I never had them. I didn't know how popular they were. And I didn't know they were always at like funerals and weddings and, or, you know, stuff like that. More like funerals and church potlucks. And I had no idea. I didn't go to church. I didn't really have a lot of funerals except for, at that point, my mom's and my grandma and maybe an uncle. But I don't remember these. And I know we didn't have that at my mom's. I don't think so. I guess my mind wasn't on the food. So, yeah, so I didn't know. And when she wrote it out, and she just wrote, you know, frozen hash browns. Man, that first time, I sat there and tried to stir and stir and stir. And I'm thinking, what the hell? How do people stir these things? And I'd like bang on them and everything else. And then after that, I didn't ask her. I just do it this way. And then one day she's like, oh yeah, you let them sit out for a while. You know those old secrets that they never tell you, right? That's what that was. That was great. All right, now I gotta get some, sour cream. So 16 ounces of sour cream. Find it eerie to put stuff. We're using the whole thing, so I don't care that my spoon is dirty. I like to spread it out so that way it's easier. Now, the topping, when we get to that, you can use anything you have. The whole part of this, it's a vintage recipe. It's an old recipe. That's why a lot of churches, church gatherings stuff, people have them because it's an old recipe and it's obviously very delicious. But it's also where you use what you have. So if you have potato chips, you put potato chips on top. If you have cornflakes, you put cornflakes on top. If you have, what are some of the other things? If you don't have anything, you don't put anything. You can put extra cheese on top if you wanted to. It's just kind of using what you have, whatever is cheaper at the time, stuff like that, you know. We prefer the potato chips on top. And I think that's what Betty Ann usually does, or did. So, oh, great. Sipper. Be nice. So, and plus the added salt from it is really good. And the oils and the butter from the potato chips. even makes it crustier on the outside and yummier. So that's what I feel like cornflakes adds a touch of sweetness to it. So keep that in mind if you do that. But obviously you can do it. I think the turkey is done. Boys, let's behave. Be nice, Zip. All right. The only reason Zipper just woke up, he was upstairs taking a nap, is because he can smell the turkey. Because he is a turkey connoisseur. Just like in a Christmas story. Yeah, he is a turkey connoisseur. Whiskey is learning the smells. He reacts the way Brother does. So if Brother is excited, he gets excited. It's so cute watching Whiskey grow. Anyway, and see, my arm's already tired and I've just done this. All right, let me get this mixed up in the turkey out of the oven. Look at how beautiful that is. Just beautiful. I just love it. I love turkey. Okay, so I have leftover chips, and I didn't realize that there's only very little at the bottom. But what we got, I'm not going back out. I try to make sure I have everything ready so I don't have to leave the house the day before. So, it's not going to happen. I don't think I have chips downstairs. I have like tortilla chips downstairs. But you just brush them up. Try to get them in all areas of it. What I usually do, and I hate to do it, but I will buy just like the small little bags and buy one small bag. But man, those are so expensive. You might as well just buy a big bag and indulge later. We're going to open. There's Zippy if you haven't seen him in a while. I'm going to open the window because it's kind of nice out. We just got to make sure the little heathen, that one, aka Whiskey, doesn't climb the screen. Yeah, Zippy. Oh, happy boy. Okay, vicious and happy all at the same time. All right, so I melted my butter. Pour it over top. You get it in the corners. Makes it crusty and yummy. A whole stick of butter. Butter makes everything better. Better. I am going to put a little bit of parsley. This is dried from my garden last year. Let's give it a little color. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. I thought, why not? I will say, this is the generic cream of chicken soup, but I have bought the cream of chicken soup, I think it's from Campbell's, and it's got herbs in it. That is really good, but this is what I had on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. So now I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. I'll cover it up with a cover and put it in the refrigerator. So that is ready to just pop in the oven, like about probably 1 o'clock tomorrow, maybe 10 to 1, and put in the oven. Guys, I forgot to put pepper in it. I don't believe I did. So I just sprinkled it on top. But look how pretty that is with the pepper on top. Another little trick I do is these, like this. I always get these in the Cool Whip containers around this time. I wash them, and then people can take leftovers home in them. Okay, we are going to start this corn casserole. So I am going to spray. So this is one of the crock pots that, if it's cold enough, I'll stick in the garage. If not, I do have room in the fridge because it's just a small one, but it actually holds quite a bit. I'm doing 4 cans of corn, 2 things of cream cheese. Hopefully it's soft enough. It's been sitting out for a while. I got the hiccups. Salt, pepper. You can use milk or heavy cream. I'll probably use heavy cream because I don't have the milk yet. My husband has to pick it up. And I'm okay with heavy cream. And then you would do some bacon in it and some sharp cheddar cheese, of course. All right. They were soft, but I did put them in the microwave they've been sitting out for a few hours now, but I did put them in the microwave. Oops. Messy, 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 messy. Know what that's from? Frosty the Snowman. Messy, messy, messy. All right, I'm going to put in some pepper. Salt. Because I think I always get the no salt added corn. I don't know, whatever. And then pinch over my shoulder again. Because I haven't swept, so why not, right? Let's get in heavy cream or milk, whatever you have. This is going to be so good. I can't wait to eat this. I have never tried it. I just was like looking through different recipes on Pinterest and all kinds of stuff and combining things. All right. I actually measured. I know I never measure because I had 2 containers I was working with. I wasn't quite for sure. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier to mix. Oh my God, this is going to be so good. I hope people like it. I think they always like everything. It's just, I know, and I usually make too much. And Chris always tells me you make too many options, and that's why people don't eat everything, because you have too much. I know. All right, I'm going to add in the cheese. Oops, about 8 ounces. What are you doing? I need to put bacon in here also, but I don't think the bacon has thawed out. Hold on, let me check. It's very close, so I'll give it a little bit more time. By the time we're done with all this, I might be able to cook up some of the bacon and then put it in here. I'm not going to put it in here raw. I'm going to cook it and then put it in. I do have bacon bits, but those are going to go in my deviled eggs, which is probably what we're going to do next here. Look how good this looks. I am, for shits and giggles, let's see, did I put my stuff away? Okay, I am going to add some onion powder in also. Very similar, kind of, to, I mean, it's a casserole, right? It's a corn casserole, cream cheese. Not a lot. Well, I guess it looked like a lot, but it wasn't a lot. And then, okay, I'm going to put my one stick of melted butter. Very similar, right, to the potatoes. Oops. This would be another one that if you put it in the oven, it'd be very good with the potato chips on top. Very good. Like, yum, like I want to try it, but it's too late now and I don't have any more potato chips. And it's going in the crock pot. I've done the Betty Ann potatoes in the crock pot one time. It was very good. It worked out perfectly, but it didn't have the crusty edges. And that's what my husband wants. And he's going to get it since it was officially his aunt's recipe. And if he didn't love it so much, I would have never discovered it. You know what I mean? So we put that in the oven. Yum. All right, so I'm going to either put this in the garage or in the fridge for right now. When I get the bacon done, I will... That zipper. He's smelling the pepper. Isn't that funny? He doesn't sneeze. So I'll add the bacon into it. It doesn't say to put it on top. It just throw it inside. So that's what I'm going to do after I cook some up. It is good. Good just the way it is right now. All right, I'm sitting down for a minute. Okay, so the turkey is done. I'm just letting it cool so I can cut it up. The ham is probably done, but I'm going to let it go for another hour or so. The green beans are prepped. Corn casserole is prepped. Carrots is prepped. We gotta do the oat betty and potatoes prep. We are kicking ass. Okay. The deviled eggs is what is most intensive that we gotta do next. The pie. I think there's food all over my counter. I've been cleaning as I'm going, and I have a garbage, like a small bag in the sink of garbage and stuff that I gotta take out. Oh, I could do the butter. So I gotta do the deviled eggs and the butter still. The pie and the lemon cookies. I'm trying to decide. I went downstairs and I found a can of peaches. And instead of the lemon cookies, should I do like a peach upside down cake instead? Because I've done a video on it and it was really good and super easy. And it's more fancier than a cookie, right? For Easter. It's different if it was just kind of everyday dessert or something. So I'm going to ponder that for a minute. I'm going to take like a 20-minute break. And then we'll get back to the deviled eggs. And now that the oven is off and the turkey is out, we will decide what our dessert is. And then the butter. We are doing good. Okay, right now the bacon is thawed out. So I'm going to get that cooked up real quick. And then we will start on the deviled eggs. I'm going to package up the rest of the stuff. And then we will make the lemon cookies. Okay, lemon cookie time. I'm going to put in a lemon cake mix. I'm going to put in, I use lemon extract. You can use lemon juice, natural juice. I just put a little bit because extract is so intense, right? About a half a cup of veggie oil. We're going to need 2 eggs. 2 eggs. I actually did open them in this cup, and you know I never do that. I just do it over the thing. But the shells at each end of these 2 eggs that I had in the fridge were a little damaged and cracked, and I didn't want shells to get in there. I have to fish them out. All right. Now, I add white chocolate chips to these. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. You can also put them in powdered sugar. I don't take the time to do that. I just add the white chocolate chips because it's kind of replacing the powdered sugar, and people love them. Love them. So I'll do the whole bag. Sometimes I only do like 3/4 of the bag, but that's okay. And they smell amazing. And that is good. All right, we are going to let this sit in the refrigerator for about 15-20 minutes just to harden it up. And then I'm preheating the oven now at 350. Okay, so while that is chilling, we're wrapping up the rest of our day here, and I'm getting out the butter that has been sitting out for several hours. And this is my bunny mold. Isn't it cute? I had another one, but I put it in the dishwasher and it got all warped. So we're going to see. Making my butter bunny. I might not need, oh yeah, this one's a smaller one than the one I bought before. Which is nice because a lot of times I have a lot of leftover butter bunny. Because I do 2, so they're at different ends of the island. And then I have this demolished bunny, 2 demolished bunnies, or whatever you want to call them, decapitated and all kinds of stuff by the end. And I could have probably only done 1, right? So we're going to see. Because they really only need them for the rolls. Or, I mean, obviously I use the demolished bunnies. I just put them on a plate, put them in the fridge, and then I use them for when I need them. Or if they want to put it on like the turkey or something. Gotta get his little tail in there. You could even make one like an herb one or a sweet one if you had like the Hawaiian rolls out or something like that. Oh, or you're doing a brunch and you're doing cinnamon rolls. Make this like the cinnamon sugar butter. That would be amazing. Gotta press it in there. And I try to get around the edges a little sharper, only because when you put it in the freezer and you try to get it out, you gotta let it sit for a little bit on the counter for about 5-10 minutes. You want to make sure it's all in there. So you can kind of see there's a little air bubble there. I don't know if you can see it or not. But for the most part, I think I got it in there pretty good this time. Look at me go. Where's that air bubble? Down here. So I just try to go over it again and press harder. Because these are just going to go on 2 plates. 2 individual plates. They're not perfect. It's fine because my family knows that and they love it. And they actually love these. And I didn't realize how much they love these until one year I didn't do them. They made a comment. I've been doing this probably for 12 years now. And I would buy them originally. Then I changed to making them. One year I didn't do it. And there was the comments. So just remember, those little extra touches you do, you may think people don't notice, but they do notice. They don't tell you until you don't do it anymore. And that's what matters. And you know what? It makes me happy. I love bunny butter. Love bunny butter. All right. There we go. Those are all set. They're going to go in the freezer till tomorrow, and then I'll just pop them out and put them on platters or on plates, and they'll be ready for the rolls or the turkey or whatever they want to put them on. All right, right now I'm just going to peel my eggs, and this, don't ask me. This is the thing I found, like, as seen on TV thing. I've had it probably for 6-7 years now. It's amazing. I do use it upside down though. Pretty sure it goes this way. But it doesn't work as well for me. So I use it this way. And then I do this. And then I peel it. And it works great. So I'm going to peel these. I have 7 of them. Hopefully they all turn out well. This holds 12. This is a platter I made with a friend of mine. We went to a pottery class. And isn't it cute? I just love it. So I'm going to use that. And then if I have extras, I'll put them in the middle here. To do our deviled eggs. Just want to point out, look how beautiful these are. I'm just gonna say. Okay. I do want you to know I use an egg cooker. Those little electronic egg cooker things. They are amazing. Amazing. But like I said, I cook them. I let them sit in the fridge. Overnight. So they're nice and cold. And look how well they peel. I mean, that one did chop at the very end, but I'm okay with that. I mean, and it cooks it perfectly. So, if you've never bought one of those little egg cookers, I actually have 2. I have one at the camper and one here. The one at the camper, oops, that one because that part got stuck. I actually found at Kroger, at Kroger's, yeah, I did find it at Kroger's. It's purple. It was during Easter time 3 years ago, I think, and got it on clearance. So I got it for like $5. I was so excited. And I'm like, I need one of these at the campground because if I do deviled eggs and people come over, it works out perfectly. So, and I've used it a few times. And even when Chris and I have gone to a day excursion or to the beach or something. Okay, this one's a little weird looking, but that's okay. We're not judging. We're not judging the eggs. Yeah, so we are doing good here. We are doing good. And I put them all in their little things here. And now I got one more. I actually have 4 more, but I'm going to color those, remember? But yeah, this is how I use this machine. I know it's upside down. I didn't know it for the first probably 2 years that I used this stupid thing. Until I saw someone else use it. I'm like, oh. Well, you know what? I'm not going to fix what's not broke, right? Right? It works perfectly fine for me. So I'm not going to turn it around. And I think I tried it one time the other way. And I think I like this way better. So this is where we're going to get a couple extras for everyone. And then I got my junk bowl. I got 4 eggs sitting here that are the better looking ones. Because sometimes they do have like a little bit of a brownish tint to them, stuff like that. But these are the 4 that I'm going to color up or do something with. So there's my egg yolks. And we're going to get some mayo, mustard, cheese, salt and pepper, garlic powder. Mix it all together with a fork. And then bacon bits. And fill all these and then top it with smoked paprika, which we love, smoked paprika. I just love the smell of smoked paprika. All right, so I'm not going to squish this down yet because I'm using the mayo, but I don't measure. You know I don't measure. If I need to add more, I will. Just a touch of regular mustard. Almost out of mustard. I just want to break up the yolks in here. There. I'll add some pepper. You know we like our pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of regular table salt. Not a lot. Garlic powder, onion powder, whatever you have. It's a little dry, so I might add a little bit more mayo to it here in a minute. I'm going to add some cheddar cheese. These are leftover bacon bits I used from something else. I don't add a lot. And we don't want a lot of salt in when I add the salt because we're adding the bacon bits. But I want them to notice that they're in there, right? If you had chives, which I do have chives and stuff, but I'm not going to put them in. But chives, green onions, get a little bit more mayo. Okay, I had to clean off my fork before I put it back in the mayo. And yes, I did glop. Don't judge. Okay, so see, it's nice and stiff. I don't pipe it. You can pipe it. You do you. I am not. I just fill them nice and full. What the hell is beeping? What is that for? Oh, that's for the cookies in the fridge. We'll get that in a minute. There's no worries. So I'm going to fill all these nice and full. We even get the middle. Get the middle. Get them all yummy. And then I'll get out my smoked paprika and I have to go through, fill them. If I need to, I can back. You know you always have extra filling. And sometimes this filling is the best thing, like on bread. So you got like an egg salad sandwich, but zhuzhed up a little bit. So it's okay when you got extra. It's super yummy. It's okay. Extras are good. I don't think, very rarely do I ever have where there's not all of these gone or pretty close to it. Like one or two are left. Um, my sister-in-law used to make them spicy when she was married, and they were good, but man, they kicked your butt on you. She'd put the jalapenos or something in them. They were good. So everyone makes them different. The other part of our family, where we get the Betty Ann potatoes from, our cousins and stuff, they always use horseradish. They all love them. All the cousins love the horseradish, and Chris and I don't like horseradish, so we just don't eat them. But it's not a big deal. I mean, everyone has their own thing, right? That's what you grew up with, and that's what they grew up with. You also do that spicy brown mustard in here if you wanted to. Or a caramelized bacon with a little bit of honey in here, or honey drizzled on. Oh, yeah. I think we've had something very similar at a restaurant before. I know we've had caramelized bacon, but a little honey drizzle on them. Oh my God. All right. So there's those. Those are ready. I'm going to put toothpicks on each side, saran wrap over them, and they go in the fridge until tomorrow. That way it doesn't smoosh down in there. Oh, I got to get the paprika out of them. Duh. All right. I'm just going to do just a smidge. I don't even know if it's coming out. And I don't care. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not even, I don't want too much. But come on. Oh, shit. A little much. That's fine. Okay. Sprinkle that in there because I like it anyway. A little dusty, but there we go. Those are on. Woo! Those are done. I just want to tell you, these things I had bought. See these things? They look like shower caps. Oh no. I bought them on Amazon, and there's all different sizes, and they are the best. They're to cover up your dishes no matter what size you have. We're going to see how this goes together. I normally don't do something mushy like this. Look at that. It doesn't matter. There's 3 different sizes in this bag, and this is the biggest one, and it covered the Betty Ann potatoes. That's what I covered them with. These are amazing, and you can rinse them out in the sink. Amazing. I love them. And if you just want it, they're cheap enough. If you want to throw one away that got a little too dirty and you don't want to wash it, it's fine. All right, so I got the dough out of the fridge, and the oven is at 350, and you're going to bake these in about 9-10 minutes. Just watch them. I do them a little smaller so I get a lot more bang for my buck. I like that. Especially when I do something like this and I take them to work or something, you know. But after a big dinner, right, you want dessert. But can you fit the dessert? Is the question, right? So sometimes you just want a little something. So you don't need like a big, huge pie. You don't need a big piece of cake. None of that stuff. You just want something little. So that's why sometimes a cookie is nice. And lemon, hello spring, right? So that's a bigger cookie. We're going to take some from him. Gimme. Gimme. on here. All right. That one's good. Now I gotta do another tray. Get these going. Okay, so since I only have 4 eggs I'm just gonna do them all the same color. I'm not, whatever. This is 1 cup of hot boiling water. Whoops. And you're gonna do 2 cups of distilled vinegar. What am I, oh, cookies. And a good 10 or so of your color that you want to use. I decided I'll just do blue. I'm going to put, they're hard boiled. I'm going to soak the little babies in there. I can fit 4 in this mug, and I'll just rotate them for a little bit. Let them sit here. So we're going to let them sit for about 5 minutes, 5-7 minutes or so. All right, it's been a few minutes. I took the cookies out of the oven. I've rotated these a little bit. Now, if you have one of the kits, you know, there's the holders that you can put them in. I don't know. You guys might have a tip for, so these aren't just laid on their sides, but look how pretty they are. I do rotate them. You could even do, remember the old thing where you take your crayon and write names or write something on them? I've done that before. I just want these to be put on, if I end up doing the little charcuterie tray. Now this one did crack. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Oh, so that one. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. Look how pretty they are. Like, this one's got specks in it. This one's marbleized. These are darker. Obviously, that one floated to the top probably a little more than the rest of them did. How pretty. So I'm going to let them dry. I will rotate them a little bit. I love that. I love the speckles in that. And then they just go in the fridge. And I will use them either as decor or on that charcuterie board as decor. And don't worry, they don't go to waste. My husband loves loves hard-boiled eggs in his lunch. So they will get eaten. I will eat them. It's not a big deal. I wish I would have done more, but eggs are so expensive that I didn't want to do too many. And I already did a whole dozen between all of this. So this is what we're getting. And you know, that was $5.29, I think. So I'm good with this. This is what we're getting. They should be blessed that they're getting. Look at how when they dry, there's little scratches in them. I just want to rotate them a little bit so they dry where they don't have like a flat spot. So pretty. I know. I love colored eggs. And I have done them mid-year before. I'm not going to lie. I've done them at Christmas time for my husband for his lunch and done them in red and green. Because I just think they're so pretty. And they just, when you don't expect it, and then you get one, and you see, bam, in your lunch or something, it makes you happy. Okay, here are the cookies out of the oven. I'm letting them cool before I put them on a platter, and then put another one of those saran wrap things on them. Okay, we are going to make the pie. This is the last thing we have to do. I have this cream cheese, 1 block of it. It's been sitting out for a while. It's nice and soft. Get it all off there. Half a cup of sugar, sweetener, whatever you want to put. I'm using this monk fruit sweetener. Because I do use the sugar-free or 0 sugar, whatever, banana cream pie mixture. Banana pudding mixture, sorry. We're going to beat this up. Okay, so right now we are going to fold in Cool Whip, but only about half of it. And then we're going to put this in a graham cracker crust. I do the bigger one, the 10-inch. You can do the smaller one. It's okay. And we'll get this folded. In folding, you don't want to mix it. So you don't put it in the mixer because you want it to still have a little air in it. And then we're going to put it in the crust. Okay, so we are going to pile this in the bottom. Get it all out. Don't want to waste anything. This is yumminess. The other half of the Cool Whip is going to go on top of it when we're all said and done. But we need to spread this in the bottom. If it's not perfect, it's not perfect. It's fine. It's delicious no matter what. There, I like this one because it gives you a little more room. Sometimes the smaller crust, it's a little too full, and it's a lot. But, okay, get on to the next part of it. See, full. Okay, I do a slice of banana, space it evenly all over this layer. At the very end, the next day, I usually slice another one and put, that's a little thick, but slice another one and put it on top after everything's all said and done, but probably about 20 minutes before, we're serving it. Because you do it too soon, you know how it gets brown. You don't want that. But you kind of want a little bit of a banana in every little bite. So I try to do it spaced out. And it usually takes me about a banana and a half to 2 bananas. Sometimes I give some to my husband. Oops, there's a zipper. Yelling up a storm. We'll put some extras off to the side. Got more layers to cover. Put it there. I'm going to do the last one. Right there. There. Okay, that part's done. Okay, so I have 1 1/3 cup milk in here. I'm going to use the small, and I use 0 sugar, the banana cream pudding mix. Just mix it up, but at least it makes it a little thicker because we're going to put that layer over top of the bananas that we just got done. And we whisk for about 2 minutes, until it gets thickened. And you're just going to whisk it up, pour it over top, put the remaining Cool Whip on top, and then you put it in the fridge. And it has to be in there for at least 4 hours or overnight. Ours will be overnight. % milk is what I use. Okay. Bring this back into the picture. Oh, here goes Zipper crying in the background. We're just going to scrape this out. Get all this yumminess out. Again, you need it all out. Spread it as much as you can. Tends to set up pretty quick, so we'll get it all spread on here like this. Get all this off. Like that. And then we will get the Cool Whip on. Okay. Put this on. Get it all in here. Make it kind of fancy. Now this is where I let it set, and then before we dive in, I'll put another banana on it. You don't have to, but you know how sometimes the decoration is tells you kind of what the pie is or whatever. Trust me, we have this all the time. They all know what it is. So if I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't. But there we go. And again, another container. Wash this out and use it for leftovers for people to take home. There we go. It's done. It's going in the fridge. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah, I got them all. You have no idea. I have a shirt that says I'm hanging with my peeps. I had my peep things on. Yesterday for work, I wore a peep shirt. I have a peep pen. And I had my peeps on all day long. Even a customer took a picture of me with the peeps on and everything. He loved it. So if I remember, I will put in the picture of me at work with my peeps on, all my peeps. Anyway, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know I'm a hot mess, so ignore that. And got some ideas, got some shortcuts, some inspiration. You don't have to do everything from scratch. You don't have to go extravagant, especially in the spring. I feel like spring dishes are a lot easier than comfort food around Thanksgiving or Christmas. You know what I mean? Anyway, my nose is itching. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit that little bell. It is free to subscribe to this channel. A lot of you watch, but you don't subscribe. So I would appreciate it. It really helps my channel if you give it a thumbs up, or if you leave a comment, or any little interaction you do and you actually subscribe. That's great. That would be wonderful and I would appreciate it. So happy Easter. Cheers.